Hi, this is Nicole Smith Woodard. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I commend you on your process of exploring whether or not eXp Realty is the right fit for you now or ever. And I first want to fully acknowledge that in all my 25 years of selling real estate, I have yet to find a one-size-fits-all brokerage. I know for my own experience, I've been in some great brokerages. I was right where I needed to be at that moment to get what I needed to get, to give what I needed to give, and I wouldn't change a thing. Fortunately for me, I came to eXp Realty in August of 2018. And I've iconed a couple of times, which is fun, and I'm a transaction away from iconing a third time, which is amazing. But you probably have already done a little bit of research to know what that means. But what I want to share with you today, my goal in this recording is to share with you a little bit about my journey, but most importantly, to give you the 2 reasons why I joined eXp Realty, plus a bonus that I had no idea I even needed. So bear with me for just a minute, and as again, I appreciate you taking the time to do this. So, and also another caveat, when I was researching eXp, and I actually researched it another time before I actually joined, I don't know about you, but I was really, really turned off by the vast majority of the commentary when I Googled eXp Realty. It seemed like it was a bunch of big producing realtors, like mega team people who were, talking about all the money that the agent can make, and it's money. And it just made me very uncomfortable. And I just want to qualify that. I mean, I am in the real estate business. This business, I've been helping families buy and sell houses in the Dallas-Fort Worth area since 1995. This business funds my life. It funds my lifestyle. It gives me options. I do this to make a living. So let me just first acknowledge I have no concerns, no qualms whatsoever about making a whole lot of money. That being said, I've always prided myself on the brokerages I affiliated with in my own personal business as I communicated its value add to my clients, that, I was always somewhere because of how it benefited my clients. And so it made me very uncomfortable. I thought, what am I going to say to my clients about this move? And, I certainly didn't want to say, well, the reason why I'm moving is so I can make more money. But if you look everywhere online, that seems to be the pervasive message, the pervasive school of thought. And I don't know about you, but it really turned me off. So I just want to put that out there. I am going to talk a little bit about money because I think that's why we do this business, but in a way that, again, maybe that wasn't even something that bothers you, but it did me. So if it did, you were in the right place at the right time, because this message is absolutely for you. So I started way back in 1995. I actually had a pharmaceutical sales territory, and I did both for a year and a half before I started my full-time sales career in real estate in 1997. And actually started with Keller Williams. And at the time that I did, and I don't remember how many agents there were in statewide or nationally, but it was very early on. The office that I was in South Lake, Texas, had 11 agents. It ultimately grew to over 800 and maybe is still growing. So very early on, and I loved it. I loved the access to Gary Keller. He would come to Dallas a full day each month to talk about leadership. I just felt like I was in the right place at the right time to really launch my real estate career. And I loved it because it was really groundbreaking at the time. Prior to KW, the messaging was very clear that this is all about the brokerages, and the individuals who work in the brokerages were ancillary to that, or just, that without the brokerage, the agent was nothing. In fact, this was even still in the day where you could actually get a higher split if you sold an in-house listing. So that's how long. In fact, not to totally date myself, but okay, I will. This is back when MLS was in books. Okay, so that's how long I've been doing this. Anyway, KW was very groundbreaking at the time because they were the first brokerage. You had your RE/MAX model, which was the independent model, but you still were very much tied into the hot air balloon and the compliance and the consistency. Whereas KW said, you know what? The agent is the business. So as an agent, I get to decide which broker I'm going to give a percentage of my commission to when I close a deal, because I'm the one doing the work and I'm the one that people do business with. So I'm so grateful that I was able to start my career with that mindset. I've always marketed my own domain, my own email, my own phone number. So as I made changes with with the brokerages, then I didn't even change databases, or I didn't even change sources of business, or I didn't have to make any changes, because I knew from early on I was the person. I was what people were choosing when they chose to hire me to represent them to buy or sell a home. Very grateful for that. So, of course, being young and smart and all that, after 5 years and being National Rookie of the Year with KW in 1997, I felt like I knew everything, and I thought for sure I could save some money if I opened my own brokerage. So I did for 1 year, and what I realized in that was, there's a lot that broker provides to me as a real estate agent. It's worth every penny of it, and my gift, my skill set is helping people buy and sell houses, not necessarily managing a brokerage. And so I went back into production very quickly, and was with a Century 21 office that had a corporate relocation account. So I was very busy, working very hard, and keeping about 30% of what I was generating after you pay the relo fee and the broker split and the royalty and all that good stuff. So then I found my way to RE/MAX. I was at RE/MAX for 10 years, and I absolutely loved it. Loved everything about it. I loved the model. I loved writing a check each month. I just loved the environment. I felt it was very entrepreneurial, very supportive of where I was at that moment in my career. I'm a RE/MAX Hall of Fame agent, top 500 in the state of Texas year after year, and just really thoroughly enjoyed my interaction and my affiliation with that brand. I felt very, very, very good about it. Now, side note, as I made the decision to leave KW, start my own company, go to Century 21, go to RE/MAX, my thought was always, as it related to where I affiliated, is what do you charge me and what do I get? And as long as what I was being charged was equal, the value of that was equal to or greater than, let me rephrase that. As long as I was getting more from it than I was giving, I was right where I needed to be. And I was. But 15 years into the business, I decided I wanted to elevate my game and really focus more on the luxury side of real estate. And in so doing, I decided to leave RE/MAX and join a Sotheby's brokerage. And I knew going into it that I was going to spend more money, but I felt like the value that I was going to get in return would far exceed whatever additional I would be paying. Well, guess what? I was so wrong. Not only did I give a ridiculous amount of money to Sotheby's royalty fees in the sky and to my broker, I was absolutely Pavlovian about buying every ounce of print advertising I could, and that's part of this local Sotheby's model anyway. They do a tremendous job of advertising, but guess what? After 2 years of writing big checks, my database, my source of business, my repeat and referrals was exactly the same. So even though I had spent a fortune elevating my brand, elevating my image, and really buying into that Sotheby's model, everywhere I go, there I am. My business was basically the same. I was still selling a lot of houses, still had a lot of happy clients. I was just giving up a ridiculous percentage of that to be affiliated with this brand that, by the way, big ego, loved it, right? So anyway, after a couple of years of that, I realized, you know what, this is not a really smart business decision. And even though I was prepared to pay more, I certainly thought I would be getting more. And I wasn't, so it was time to make a change. So at that point, I actually reached out to a former RE/MAX colleague and said, hey, what do you think about eXp? And she said, oh my gosh, we love it. It is fabulous. You've got to come on board. Left it at that. And then I reached out to a buddy of mine at KW, and then they pulled out all the stops, made it very attractive to come on board. And I didn't think about eXp again. So then fast forward a year, the bennies that they gave me to come on board, and I just capped, so I was going to be free for the next 11 months. I thought when my ultimate sponsor approached me and said, hey, what do you know about eXp? And I said, I checked into it. My friend said she really loved it, but, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. And he said, very appropriate, of course, but I like to know what's going on in the real estate community. I like to know what's what so that I can speak intelligently and continue to bring value to my clients if they were to say, hey, what about this or what about that? I like to be in the know. So I agreed to a coffee meeting, and he asked me a couple of questions, and I can pretty much tell you, even though I showed up with zero intention of moving at all, ever, that's why I felt safe even meeting with him. Once I saw it, it just clicked. And I think either it does or it doesn't, but for me it definitely clicked. And then I haven't looked back, but I want to circle back to one thing, and that is, he asked me some really good questions. So if you're talking to people about maybe making a switch, whether to eXp or any other brokerage, it really is a matter, in my opinion, it's if they're not asking you questions about what's important to you, then is it about you, right? So anyway, he asked me great questions. And I want to circle back too, is when I reached out to my girlfriend who said, oh, it's great, come on. She missed an opportunity. And you know what? I haven't forgotten that. And we've since had a conversation where I said, you know what? I didn't even think to go back to her, but I pledged right then and there, once I realized the value of this model and what it meant to me and what it means to so many others, is that if given the opportunity to share with somebody who asked, like I called her and I asked her, what do you like about it? I wanted to be able to clearly articulate what it was that attracted me to the model in the first place, why I came in the first place, and why I'm staying. So that's what this is here today. 2 reasons why I joined. So as I'm talking to Bill, he planted a seed in me, and basically he knew a little bit about me. He knew that, I hate to put ourselves in this average, but been doing this 25 years, and I remarried. I got married in 2016. And I think when I started down my real estate, in fact, I know when I started in my real estate career, I really thought I was going to sell houses until I died. I really thought that this would be great, right? Like I could work forever, and I really saw myself as becoming one of those legendary real estate agents with big hair and big earrings, driving a big Cadillac. And you can tell I grew up in a small town in Texas. But anyway, I just thought that would be the end all be all. And certainly as I've been just grinding it out, I've spent 15 years as a single mom, raising my children and doing this business, and just work, and sun up, sun down, weekends, evenings. You know what we do. You know what we do to make a living in this business. And I never even imagined that I could retire or would retire. I mean, why would I? This is so much fun, right? And it is, and I love every bit of it. But I married a gentleman who's a little bit older than me, not a whole lot, although I do say I'm significantly younger. He's a corporate guy, and he has been proactively planning for retirement for years. He has in his mind a more traditional view of retirement, and all of a sudden, I think it occurred to me that I don't have that. I mean, I've been contributing to my SAP. I have a couple of rental properties. I mean, so the planning for retirement made sense to me, but the idea of having enough money in the bank at a particular period of time, I guess I just never even thought about it, and certainly had never been presented the opportunity to have that. And that's the difference. So reason number 1 that I came on board with eXp was the stock. Now, having been part of KW and Century 21 and Remax and Sotheby's, I knew that a 5, 6, 7% off the top of every deal I've ever done has been a royalty fee or a franchise fee or what have you, right? So that's money that it's gone. Bye-bye. I don't miss it, right? It's off the top. You never really see it. It goes to fund the broker, it goes to fund the franchise or whatever it is. But that's money that has never, ever made it to my bank account. Well, eXp offered an opportunity with 5% off the top of every commission, the opportunity to buy discounted stock. Now, to me, no brainer. That money's not going in my bank account one way or the other. I might as well buy some stock, right? So, some people are like, but it's a stock and there's risk. And the answer is yes, you're exactly right. There is. But having been with Remax for 10 years, you know how much Remax stock I have? This much. Having been with KW off and on for 6 years collectively, 0 stock. Sotheby's stock, 0. So all these years, all this money has come out of my hands, out of my efforts, and I have nothing to show for it. Nothing for that first 5, 6, 7% of the money that I generated. Now I do. I've been buying stock at a discount. I won't go into dollars and cents, but I can tell you that my basis in the stock is about 10% of what it's trading for today. So get your head wrapped around that just a bit. This is life changing. I don't plan on selling it much, although my financial advisor's kind of giving me some feedback on how to manage that. That's a great problem to have. And by the way, I don't know what the stock's going to do. I don't know how high it's going to go. I don't know if it's going to split. I don't know. And it may not do anything. But again, my thought on that was, if I stay where I am, or if I go to another national brokerage, which I will, because I believe in the value that national brokerages bring to realtors and ultimately through us to our clients, I'm going to affiliate with a national brokerage. Even though I've had my broker's license since 1999, there's no way I can provide the level of value to my client base if I don't affiliate with a national brand. So boom, so set that aside. One way or the other, 5 to 6 to 7% of my off the top is going to go somewhere. Might as well go to buy stock for me. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, Icon program. So when Bill showed me how if I do this, if I cap, which I will, of course, and if I do 20 more deals, which I will, of course, then they're going to give me this money back in stock. Okay, so I've already acknowledge that I think the stock is an amazing concept, and one way or the other, the money's out of my account, might as well be buying stock. Now what you're telling me is you're going to give me that money back if I produce at the level I've produced in the last every year for the last 10 years. This is a no-brainer. Now, I wouldn't have shifted for a $5,000 a year savings, which basically for the model that I was coming from, that's about what it would have been. I would not have left. I would not have jumped ship. I would not have disrupted my business for even a nanosecond to save $5,000 a year. Big whoop. But when you tell me that I can, number 1, buy stock, and number 2, you're going to give it all back to me in stock, my humble opinion is any agent with any company in this great United States of America and all the other countries we're now represented in, if they're not at eXp, they are leaving thousands of dollars on the table, and that just makes me sad. We real estate agents, we producing agents work so hard, and without that traditional opportunity to build for ourselves this opportunity to enjoy the fruits of our labor and to retire in style. So anyway, so that's my 2 reasons. I know from helping other people make the decision to join eXp, there are any number of reasons that would resonate with somebody else and not just me, but I just wanted to put it out there. That's what appealed to me. And then I'm going to come back to why a bonus that I wasn't expecting. So the other thought I want to share with you is one of the biggest hesitations I hear from, and maybe it's just because of the people that I'm talking to, people like me, people who are producing, people who have been maybe where they are for a long time, people who don't really like change. I mean, at the end of the day, who does? The hesitation has been, but I love my broker. And what I want to say to that is, I love my broker too. I love my broker like crazy. I want to challenge you though to consider, would your broker still love you if you stopped giving them 10, 20, 30, 60, 80, $100,000 a year. I mean, I'm just here to say, if you want to give me that much money every year, I would love you too, right? And if they truly love you, which I believe in most cases, there is that legitimate reciprocal loving each other as humans as you work together all those years. If they really love you, and if this model is better for you short-term and long-term, or certainly long-term, because that's what we're all in this for, then I think they would support you and let you go. And then furthermore, let's just say you move, and that was the other scenario that was just taken off the table for me. If you do, let's just say this turns out to not be a place for you, you can always go back. All the places I've ever been, I could always go back. Just about any broker is going to agree to take the money that you give them, right? I mean, I'm making the assumption that you're an excellent agent. You take great care of your people, that you're like me. You're not causing any trouble. You're not getting in trouble. And so with that scenario, you can always go back. So who I'm looking for, any agent at any level of production that I can help you grow to the next level. The agents who agree to join eXp and let me be their sponsor, they get me. So I'm here for you. I'm here to answer questions. I'm here to streamline the process. I'm here to ease that disruption that invariably occurs whenever you switch brokerage. It's just nature of the beast. And then I'm also looking for like-minded producers like me, people who when I came to eXp, even though I knew there were hundreds of hours of education, that was not for me, but I knew that it would be for other people that maybe I would want to attract. But if you're just somebody who is just selling a lot of real estate and wants to be in an environment that doesn't preclude you from selling real estate, in other words, there's no unnecessary drama, there's no hours and hours and hours and hours of meetings, there's no silly rules, that you don't have to ask permission to run your business like your business. You can brand yourself however you want to brand yourself, as long as you're within your state's compliance. There's no reason why you can't just explode your business in an environment like this. So that leads me to the bonus. What I was not at all expecting, I didn't realize how, after 25 years of helping people buy and sell houses, how complacent I had become with the business. I loved it. I wasn't in love. I wasn't in love with my broker. I wasn't in love with the model. I am now. And because I'm on fire for this model, because I am able to do what I've always done at no additional expense to my clients that I love, fund a retirement opportunity that does not exist in any other model that I know of, all the while in an environment that's collaborative. And y'all, this is not, if you were to come into eXp right now, this is not the maturity phase. This is not that we got this phase. This is we're building this phase. We're that trajectory growth. When I joined in August of 2018, there were 18,000 agents. At the time of this recording, early 2021, there's 45,000 agents. Last I heard, there were 2 million agents in the United States of America alone, and now we're in multiple countries. There is an unbelievable amount of growth that's available. There's such a spirit of collaboration, such a spirit of efficiency and real time. Our platform, eXp World Holdings, owns Verbella, this platform, this technology platform that through COVID-19, this online world has taken an even different approach. And now the whole working from home thing, or the there's no office, not an issue. None of us, right? We all realize that I'd known this for a long time, and now others do too. eXp World Holdings acquired Success Enterprises. I don't know about you, but that just makes my heart happy, because, sorry, that just, I didn't turn my this off. Anyway, makes my heart happy. And I'm just grateful to be affiliated with a brokerage that supports the growth and development of their agents, that supports us financially, and that creates an environment where we can just go as big as much as we can. So thank you again for taking the time to hear me out on what's important to me. And if there is anything at all I can do for you, any questions I can answer, please, please, please let me know. And I look forward to our scheduled time to visit soon. Take care. Bye.